Rockford's home for Classic Rock 96.7 The Eagle. I am Double T. Special guest joining me on the phone, the superintendent from the Rockford School District 205, Dr. Ehren Jarrett. Dr. Jarrett, how you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing okay, and I'm just really thankful to have the opportunity to spend some time with you today.
I really, really appreciate it. And boy, what a strange school year you guys had. You started out the year with a little bit of the internet network problems, and now, the stay-at-home order. You can't even fathom a school year like this, could you?
No, I tell you what, it has been a strange year. We will come out of this stronger. We'll have a better IT infrastructure because of what happened at the beginning of the year, and we're going to find some silver linings for all of our families and our students as we come out stronger when it comes to all of the things we've learned about distance learning and eventually e-learning. I hope because of what we learned from this year and all the gains our teachers and our students are making to make e-learning happen, that at some point we don't ever have to have snow days again because we'll figure out how to do remote learning and things. So we're going to try to take a negative and make it as positive as we can for our students and our families.
You brought up e-learning. At what point did you guys start thinking, all right, we're going to have to come up with a plan if the kids get forced to stay home because, you had normal school, spring break, and then all of a sudden extended time off?
Yeah, that was, I have to give a tremendous amount of credit to all of our school leaders and our district office and Ed Services team under the leadership of Heidi Detman, and then our teachers really stepped up in a big way. And we sort of had to build a system for distance and then remote learning really from the ground up in many ways. We certainly had devices, but we had to get 15,000 devices in the hands of students who needed them. We had to figure out Wi-Fi access issues. We had to do some training of teachers that hadn't experienced this type of learning, and we had to help students and families as well. So it has been a very big undertaking, but we're so impressed with the way our students, our families, our teachers, and our entire community has stepped up. It's really been neat to see that some high-quality teaching and learning is still going on.
Yeah, and you talk about getting all those Chromebooks to all those students, and you got to figure out who needs them and then where to get them and when to get them. This had to have been a logistic nightmare.
It was very challenging, and we were so thankful. People were very patient with us. We were we weren't just handing them out. We were connecting a specific Chromebook to a specific student at a specific school, and we tried different ways to survey families. And we had some folks that waited in lines that were a little longer than we liked at first, but we've gotten to the point now where the vast majority of families that have expressed interest in one have had one in many cases for over a month now, and we're starting. I would be reluctant to use the term routine, but we are starting to get into a little bit of a sense of at least a rhythm of how this works now. So I don't know if anything's routine during these types of challenges.
I'm talking to Dr. Jarrett, the superintendent from the Rockford School District, and I have a lot of friends that are parents. I'm a parent. We're not used to this e-learning, and I think the parents are struggling more than the students are adjusting to this. Do you have any advice for the parents that are trying to help their kids along with this e-learning and they're having a little trouble with the technology?
Absolutely. I'm a parent too, and I'm in the same boat where I'm really thankful that my 16 and 13-year-old have a lot of good technical expertise. And I think parents have just got to set good structures and rules with the family to make sure that there's time dedicated to do the work, and to not be too hard on yourself, to be patient. And we're all learning new skills, whether we want to or not. And I just think the key is to just be patient with yourself and with your children, and to put in as many structures as possible. Because I think just getting after it every day and working hard to do the best we can during very difficult circumstances is the most we can ask of ourselves. We don't ask anybody to be perfect, but we just ask that everyone gives it a great effort.
Talking to Dr. Jarrett from the Rockford School District. He's the superintendent. And besides getting this e-learning set up for all the students, you also are providing another great community service, and that's providing food and meals for families.
Yeah, we've had such a great network of community partners that have helped provide meals for families that are in need. We serve about 40,000 meals a day during a typical school year when we talk about breakfast and lunch. And some days it's even more than that. We have a pizza day. We probably serve 50,000. but when it comes to meeting the needs of students, we are serving about 2,800 meals on Mondays and Thursdays, and we're doing 3 days a week. So we're trying to do everything we can to do our part to help feed families, and we have not been alone in that endeavor. There have been many great community partners out there. So we're thankful we've had the opportunity to help meet some needs during some very challenging times for families.
I'm talking to Dr. Ehren Jarrett from the Rockford School District, and you talked about having the e-learning in place for the future, and we know the rest of the school year is done, but anything to look ahead for the fall? Any feelings about that, or is it kind of a wait-and-see approach?
It's very much a wait-and-see approach. We are thinking about what extended learning might look like in the summer. We are planning for multiple contingencies for the fall. We're looking at what things would look like if we had to make some adjustments because of not being able to congregate as many people. When you think about a high school or an elementary school or a middle school, bringing that many people into one location, we may have to make some minor modifications or some major modifications or none at all. And we're going to try to just keep listening to what the guidance is from the public health officials, and we will find ways to engage students in learning. And we hope that we will be able to learn from what we've done so far with our remote learning plan. And but we just don't know for sure what the fall will look like. But what we can guarantee is we're going to find ways to make meaningful learning experiences for our students. We will be ready to do that somehow.
I'm talking to Dr. Jarrett from the Rockford School District, and I've got a student that's part of the class of 2020, and I know there's a lot of parents that are wondering what's going on. Anything you can announce yet, or you're going to be announcing soon for that class of 2020?
Well, we are going to have some big announcements coming up, but I just want to give a shout out to the class of 2020. You have not had the senior year that you would have imagined, and my heart goes out to each and every one of those seniors. And so we're going to do everything we can to make sure that when it comes to graduation, when it comes to the hope of having some kind of a prom that is safe enough for us to do, our principals have been working tirelessly since mid-March to think about what graduation would look like and to think about what even something like a prom would look like. So we're going to do our best within the guidelines of what is safe to try to have as good of an experience as possible. We're experimenting with right now looking at options for remote ceremonies. We're looking at ideas for pushing the date back a little bit as well, and it'll probably be some combination thereof. So we hope to make an announcement next week to let families start planning what we're going to have in store for graduation and for prom.
And for those kids in the class of 2020 and the athletes and the students and the teachers and the families, do you have some words of encouragement? Because I think at times like this, sometimes we just need that little thing to help us get over the top.
Well, my first word of encouragement is I just want to say thank you. I have been so humbled and so appreciative with the amazing effort we've gotten from students and from families and from teachers and from community partners. As the superintendent of the school district, I am just absolutely in awe of how gracious and hardworking and dedicated people have been to help us build this remote learning system from the ground up. And moving forward, I just want to reassure everyone that we will come out of this stronger. There are going to be ways that we improve as a community because of what we learned during these difficult times. And so I do think that there are going to be real positive lessons that we learn in terms of the way we deliver educational systems, but also just in general as a community. I believe in Rockford. I'm a Rockfordian at heart, and I have no doubt we are going to come out of this stronger as a community, and I believe as a country we will come out stronger as well.
And I have to thank you, the staff at the Rockford School District, and all the teachers that have brought this schools and the district such a long way and so far, and where you guys are at to be able to do this for the students. It's an incredible undertaking, and it's very impressive, and it's great to see it coming from the outside as a parent, seeing you guys, stepping up to the plate and doing what you can to help them.
Well, thank you. And we just couldn't do it without support of parents like you and community members and community, but ultimately the students and the teachers are making this happen on a daily basis. And so I'm just really, really grateful for the extra effort that people are showing across the board to make sure that teaching and learning is happening.
I'm talking to Dr. Ehren Jarrett from the Rockford School District. If parents or students or anybody has any questions about anything that's going on, what's the best way they can contact the district to get information?
Oh, yeah. Well, one thing you can do is we have a system called Let's Talk that you can pop into the web right on our webpage or on your phone, and we can get that directly. We also have our district phone line that you can call, and we can direct you there. 815-966-3100 will get you going there. And we just, you can feel free to email. I'll forward you in the right direction. You know, my email address is aaron.jarrett@rps205.com. Lots of different ways to get a hold of us on our social media page. We have Facebook page, Twitter. We're out there in lots of different ways. So do not hesitate to give us suggestions, ideas, or ask questions. We're there in multiple modalities and always want to do everything we can to help.
Anything else before I let you go you want to let the people know about?
I just want to thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to talk to your audience today, and just to say thank you for that opportunity, and also thank you to all the listeners for the support and well wishes. I know there are students that are listeners, and there are parents and families, and we just want to say thank you for all that you are doing to help support the district during these very difficult times.
Dr. Ehren Jarrett, the superintendent from the Rockford School District. Thank you so much for taking the time, Dr. Jarrett.
Thanks so much. I really appreciate the opportunity to spend some time with you today.
It's Rockford's home for Classic Rock, 96.7 The Eagle.